Hello everyone, it's Joel Davis with the United Medical Transportation Providers Group, and you are the broker.com, helping you to build a highly effective and highly profitable broker business. I know, it's been a long time since the last video. We got a lot of emails from people asking what happened to JD, the fat man, Joel Davis. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the concern. I'm glad some of y'all missed me. I missed you too. But we have been swamped, and the holiday had to do some R&R with the family for sure. Hope you all had a wonderful and very happy Hanukkah and a very Merry Christmas. Today we'll go as far as we possibly can within reason. We want to talk about some contract stuff, some training material stuff, some hospital discharge stuff. I'd like to get in as far as some MTM. People are MTM shortchanging some providers. So stay tuned. Let's go through as much as we possibly can. Let's dive in. All right, let's get back on track and start this with some wonderful hater emails. Joe D from Kentucky writes, quote, "Take me off this mailing list and stick the scamdemic up your ASS, you dumb F-U-C-K. People are dying." Oh, Joe D. Let me go back and reiterate to everybody. I agree. Is the coronavirus serious? Yes, it's serious. If you are 70 and below, it's serious. You can get sick. But if you're 70 and below, you have a 99+% recovery rate. If you are 70 and above, you have a 94.5% recovery rate or something along those lines. So that's the good news. But again, corona, serious, yes. If you have other symptomatic ailments, obviously it's more serious. I get it. The virus has affected us all. I've had cousins, brothers, direct family members who've gotten sick. I've had business partners get sick. Clients get sick. I get all that. So is the actual virus serious? Yes. What I'm referring to with the scamdemic is the government's response. And again, the overall logic. And again, I like to use the example of my wife. She's an OBGYN. She was told that she saw a patient about a week previously. Therefore, she had to self-isolate away from her husband and kids. But she could still go to work. So isolate from your husband and your kids, but still go to work as long as you wear a mask. So go to the hospital, see how many patients, deliver babies, do C-sections, do whatever. But when you get home, you got to self-isolate away from husband and kids. But you can go to work as long as you got a mask on. Absolute illogical. That's why it's a scamdemic. Now, being that I'm a numbers guy, I like numbers and all that kind of good stuff. I want to revert to numbers. Here's the thing. This is why I say scamdemic. I'm from the People's Republic of New York. People were supposed to be dying in the streets, Never came to pass. And again, I'm a numbers guy. I just want to see data and evidence. When I look at this is from macro trends. This isn't from Joel Davis macro trends, the United States. Look how far down the list we are, the United States in terms of our death rate. I'm not saying this is good. I'm not saying it's bad. All I'm saying is, and I get it, we have a bigger country, more people, more population. I get all that. That's all relative. You can factor those things in, so be it. But let's just focus on the U.S. Here it is in the U.S. The death rate is slightly higher, but statistically, it's dead even as last year. So, Joe D from Kentucky, people are dying. Okay, what are you going to do next? Are you going to convince me that if I go outside that tomorrow morning the sky's going to be blue? I mean, tell me something I don't already know. But here's the problem. The death rate is the same as last year. In fact, the death rate is actually lower than 2014. It's lower than 2015. The death rate is actually even lower than it was in 2016, 17, and 18. Don't hit me, Joey D from Kentucky. All I'm saying is, where's the pandemic? Where's the death rate? People were dying. I'm from the People's Republic of New York, and you know, Cuomo said that we were gonna have all these losses and people were going to be dying in the streets here in my community. They opened up a arena. They set it up as a triage hospital. All this, nothing ever came of it. They never filled those beds. All the investments in the hospitals, mobile units down in New York City, and all that stuff. Anyways, here's a tale of two states. I just love this because it's such a difference. Here's our communist dictator, Governor Cuomo, and his beautiful logic. And again, I'm a data and statistics guy. I want the evidence to speak for itself. But anyways, I think I've beat that dead horse. So, Joe D from Kentucky, I'm so sorry to let you down. I suspect we're never going to be working together. Lakeisha writes, stay out of politics and stick with transportation. Saying your boy is staying in office just demonstrates how ignorant. Yeah, you actually wrote that word, ignorant. You are. Ain't no use in listening to you anymore. All right, make sure you unsubscribe. But ignorant? Now, I'm going to give you benefit of the doubt, Lakeisha. Maybe you're like me and you're a fast typer. And man, those keystrokes go fast because I'm a very fast typer. So I'm going to give you benefit of the doubt. But you literally called me ignorant. Stay out of politics and stick with transportation. Saying your boy is staying in office just demonstrates how ignorant you are. Ain't no use in listening to you anymore. I concur. What's today? Today is the 28th. Today is the 28th. Yes, that businessman is going to remain in office. I'm sorry. I know 90+% of you watching this, you think I'm crazy. I'm just telling you. That businessman is going to stay in office. It's not going to be the sleeping dementia patient with the sidekick Medusa. It's not going to happen. But, all right, it's good that you guys think that I'm crazy, that I'm ignorant. It's cool that you guys think I'm ignorant. It's kind of like when you play football and you go into a visitor's field and they're all cursing you and hating, cheering against you, this and that, and you just start having success and you just want to raise your hands and you want to flip people off and you just absorb and you just love the hate. You just love the hate and it motivates you. I know, call me what you will, call me crazy, call me ignorant, bring it on. But I'm telling you, that businessman is staying in office. All right, let's get down to some serious stuff here. Now, an attorney contacted me and sent me this. And he writes, what is your experience? I'm sharing this because this is applicable to many of you drafting contracts, service agreements, whether it's for hospitals or maybe it's for some independent facilities, whatever. He writes, what is your experience right now with hospitals refusing to inform NEMT contractors whether a patient has COVID? We have a client with the hospital contract and they suddenly refuse to inform them, inform the transportation provider due to HIPAA, and it's not practical for them to treat every transport as if it's a COVID positive case. Huge, great question. I'm so glad that this guy reached out to me. I'm going to read it to you again just to underscore the point. He writes, what is your experience right now with hospitals refusing to inform NEMT contractors whether a patient has COVID? We have a client with the hospital contract and they suddenly refuse to inform them due to HIPAA, and it's not practical for them to treat every transport as if it's a COVID positive case. Huge question. Such a very good question. I'm actually surprised that it's a attorney who reached out to me with this. The more I thought about it, I'm surprised a transportation provider has not contacted me with this previously. But again, a great question. So a couple things. The first thing is you want to make sure in your agreements. Now here's the thing. So many of you contact us. Joel, do you guys have a template agreement? No, we are not going to give anyone a template agreement. Template agreements, this one-size-fits-all agreements that you think is good. Think about the difference in size and location for different hospitals, different types of rehab, skilled care, nursing, assisted, independent living communities. There's so many different types of facilities, and you think you're going to have a one-size-fits-all. So then you guys will Google some standard agreement. You'll put it together, change some names, and you'll give that to a facility. Now, mind you, that facility's legal department is going to look at that. And when they look at that, they know that you copied and pasted. Do you really think they're going to take you serious when they look at your agreement and it's filled with all this legal jargon that is so far not applicable to your contract or service agreement, which I still argue there's a difference between a contract and a service agreement, but I talked about that in previous videos. But when you do that copy and paste, you embarrass yourself. I'm just going to be honest with you. That's why we will not give out a standard format or template. All the White Walkers flood the internet asking, hey, does anybody have a template agreement, a template contract? You're crazy. But in your agreement or your service agreement, as I explained to this attorney, you got to make sure that somewhere on there, you, the transportation provider, are listed as a business associate. And as I went on to explain, because under the HIPAA privacy rule, contractor provide, you want to make sure it specifies something along the lines of a contractor provides non-emergency transportation directly to the patients. As such, the contractor, i.e. the transportation provider, is a covered entity. Again, this is all part of the business associate clause that you want to make sure you create. That you, the contractor, transportation provider, you're a covered entity under the HIPAA privacy rule. So again, great question by this attorney. It's applicable to so many of you. I'm surprised that someone hadn't asked me that before. Because again, it's not realistic for you to approach every single patient, every single location, every single facility, because all facilities are different, all clients are different, to go in there with the same level of PPE, equipment, policies, procedures, etc., etc. So again, great question. So make sure you modify your service agreements. And again, I understand that stuff like this upsets the White Walkers, because the White Walkers want a stamped template. All you gotta do is change the name and give it out. Man, all you do is embarrass yourself with that stuff. If I order how to build $1 million medical transportation company and the MDT business plan and study them before engaging in your one-on-one coaching and mentoring program, what difference will it make? Let's see. Dawn put this one in here. So if I understand your question correctly, your thoughts are, if I just want to invest in your training material and do it on your own, which is fine, go for it. Versus if you do one-on-one coaching. If you do one-on-one coaching with me, then you're going to get all that training material for free. You're going to study all that. When you're done, you're going to let us know. Then my team will send you a questionnaire, like 25 questions or something like that. Send that back to us. I use that to learn more about you and your start point. What difference does it make? It's really, do you need my help or not? Some people they think that they can figure it out on their own. It's better for them to study on their own. Go for it. Do it. Do your own thing. I'm not going to be pounding on your door. I mean, I don't have to do that. I don't have to pound on people's doors. Which, by the way, I just got to share this with you, because right before the holiday, this is as of December 15th, because I met with my people. I think it was on the 16th. Here it is, man. You see what the Dow is doing, right? You see the markets. Here it is, year to date. I'm at 78.93%. Joel, how do you get rich? Bam. Bam. You got to make money. Make money, push it, force it through your asset protection, wealth creation system that we've gone over so many times. You want to make money. You want to push it through that system so you limit your exposure to excessive taxation. You want to invest your money properly in key places. You want to structure things properly. Joel, how do you make 78.93%? You got to make money, push it through your system, invest it properly. That's why whenever I have my next live event, which will be sometime in 2021, I don't even know where it is. I don't even know when it is. So many things will have to be shaken out over the coming months before we determine that. So make sure you stay tuned, because I already confirmed I'm going to bring one of my financial advisors to the event for sure. Not just to teach you how to invest money, but how to further structure things properly so that you can literally build your own bank to fund yourself, fund your own operation, limit your exposure to taxation, things of that nature, because it really underscores everything I teach you with this wealth creation, asset protection system. But Joel, why don't you kiss anyone's butt? Bam! I don't have to. Joel, why do you share these? Bam, how do you get rich? Bam, I'm literally showing you. Joel, you're trying to show off. No, I'm not. What I'm trying to underscore is, like many of you, I literally started with NEMT back in the day. NEMT was my first business. And I made good money. And I was very smart with the money. I'm very smart in how I did it. Why? Because I had good people teaching me along the way. I make no bones about it. I am fully transparent. When I was starting, I was the biggest dumb ASS on the planet. Maybe not quite, because I'm not talking in ebonics with ignorant, but I was close. Anyway, I was smart enough to listen to people who were smarter than me, and boom. So Joel, why do you not kiss anyone's butt? Bam, I don't have to. Joel, why do you disable comments and not kiss anyone's butt and force them to subscribe and do all these ads on your YouTube video? Bam, I don't have to. I don't care. I make more money with my own money than I do trying to make sales online. I just do this because I'm good at it. People appreciate it, etc., etc. So let me get back to where I was. So what's the difference between just getting them training material and doing one-on-one? It is entirely up to you. What is the best way for you to learn? Trust me, if you're a baller shot caller and you don't think you need my help, then you don't need my help. If you think you do, let me know. I got a call today. This is from someone we work with one-on-one. I got a call today to set up a virtual meeting with the admins from the blank hospital. This hospital is the one we did a run for the other day, the one with the whole letter of agreement invoice situation. Blank is the case manager that has 3 discharges during her 3-9 shift. She was my first point of contact. The meeting will be comprised of the VP of case management manager, case management shift manager, and social services manager. I wonder if they want to use this transportation provider. We will be discussing daily average discharges. Wheelchair versus stretcher percentages. Busiest time of day. Average trip distance. Payment, and of course, forming a much more formal partnership. 6 key components. I wonder where this transportation provider came up with these points. This will take place on such and such a date at 11:30. I wonder where this transportation provider gained this advice and insight. But again, if you want to do it on your own, you want one-on-one, it's entirely up to you. If you can figure it all out, do it yourself. By the way, the market analysis is in. It's amazing It's amazing what your team does, honestly. By the way, the market analysis is in. It's amazing what your team does, honestly. Thank you so much. I'm so proud of my people, for sure. Okay, so this is a follow-up. This is why I put this in here. This is a follow-up after the meeting. This transportation provider writes, just got off the phone with the gals from blank, the hospital. The numbers are 55 to 60 discharges daily, sometimes 80. Evening discharges range from 12 to 13. Out of those evening discharges, 3 to 4 require transportation. They basically use whomever the insurance company tells them they got to use. For those patients who don't have coverage through their insurance, they're either family pay, private pay, or hospital pay, or even both. That's when they call us. I asked about eventually contracting, and they said first you go through vendorization process, and then later contracting, because it's much easier for us, being the hospital as well as the provider too. What do you think? This is why I put this in here, because here I've already read the pre-meeting correspondence, all the people who are going to be in charge, some of the key data and information that she wanted to collect to move the ball forward to get closer to making the agreement. And then post-meeting, look at the intel that she gathered. The number of discharges of those 50 to 60, sometimes as much as 80. Are they all applicable? Do they all need NEMT transportation? No, some may need a legitimate ALS or BLS, whereas some will need NEMT. And these are things you filter out. I mean, I put these in here to further underscore the possibilities of when you're meeting with hospitals. I mean, there's so many different things and so many nuances. That's why I always say whenever you're dealing with contracts, it's really only 10-20% terms, but 80% how well you play the game. And when I say play the game, it's not anything manipulative. It's very how sound and strategically you position yourself throughout the intel process, the negotiation process. And again, this couple here, I'm very pleased with them. I know they're going to do well. Hardworking. Not sure if there is anything we could do as a group to have Medicaid have these brokers schedule one virtual inspection versus 10 different broker inspections. You don't have enough time in a day to do their work. Amen to that. Plus run a business. So true. It would make more sense to have one virtual meeting with all the brokers or have an independent inspector to verify to all the brokers. We're not a big business, but trying to inspect 14 vans takes several days. Then trying to schedule them to come in and not lose trips. Man, you are just absolutely spot on. Your problem is you're trying to apply sound logic to people, the brokers, and their inspectors, all of their staff who have probably never owned their own business, never had to make their own payroll, never had to manage their own HR, hiring, firing, none of that stuff. So you're trying to apply sound logic to an illogical situation. Because I totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. The best story that I have, this is from several years ago, from a client provider who at the time had, if I recall correctly, it was either 30 or 40, I think it was 30 vans, had dual contracts, both MTM and Logisticare. And he was also doing some VA too. And same type of thing. They kept busting his balls, giving him a hard time. Here it is, he's trying to run a business. They want all the vehicles to be inspected at a certain time according to their schedule, et cetera, et cetera. And it was so much that I'm almost positive it was Logisticare who came multiple times, threatened him because he didn't have all the vehicles there when they said, and he's out busy, and he was running his vehicles all over the state. They came 2 or 3 times, and by that third time, they said that they were going to shut him down and not give him any trips or something along those lines. And again, this is many, many years ago. This was probably 6-7 years ago. And he literally threw him off the lot. Don't come back. He cut them off. That's the beautiful thing is where you're in a position when he had 30 vehicles, 30 or 40 vehicles, and minimum 30, not highly leveraged. All the vehicles were paid off. He used a good sound business model, so he was not highly leveraged. So he was never desperate. And when they kept busting his balls, threatened to withhold their reimbursements or whatever it was, he literally threw Logisticare off the lot. It was only a matter of time, a couple of weeks, months. They came back, their tail between the legs, bagging them to come back on because he did work all throughout the state. But they came back begging for him to try to get back in and everything. The thing about this that's beautiful is that the downside is you're in network. So you're doing all this work for the brokers. This is why I encourage you. Now, it's not applicable for everybody, but for those of you who can operate out of network, stay out of network. Focus on the private pay work. Focus on the contracted work, things with the hospitals, the nursing homes, the rehabs, the skilled care, the assisted, independent, all that stuff. Focus on the contracted private pay work. Put yourself in a position where you work for the brokers out of network. Because if you're out of network, you're calling the shots. And that's what the business is all about. Joel, how do you get rich? Bam! Bam! You got to make you dictate. You run your own show. In fact, right before the holiday, Client Providers, great team, sent us a video out of a communist blue state. The next video, I'm gonna use that video and share it. It's a short clip, but man, it underscores everything I'm talking about right now. I'll share that with you in the next one. I didn't put it in here because I know that, man, this will be a long video. But the next video, make sure you watch that one as well, because it's going to underscore why you as the business owner need to maintain complete control of everything you do. Does that mean you don't try to bend over and help people out? Of course. Help facilities out? Of course. Help them out. Staff? Of course. But when it comes to these brokers, you know they're going to try to nickel and dime you. They're running their own business. A hospital, they got to care for that patient. They got to provide the best care. They will definitely pay a higher price point with a greater ROI as compared to something that a broker would pay, for sure, because brokers are all about the Christmas bonuses, the quarterly bonuses, their margins, their numbers, their bottom lines. And I get all that. I respect all that. But guess what? You are a sound business owner yourself. You're here to empower yourself, not to enslave yourself. Yes, Massa Logisticare. Yes, Massa MTM. Yes, Master Southeast Trans. Yes, First Trans. No, you are about building your business. Wait till you watch the next video I'm going to put together. It further underscores this point. It's critical. And we'll talk more about this here in a little bit. We'll touch on it. But again, great and well-intentioned logic. What is the answer to your question? I'm not sure which broker you're referring to. Man, to the best of your ability, if you could stay out of network where you maintain control. This is why I literally have transportation providers. First of all, when brokers say that they don't negotiate, trust me, they'll negotiate, especially if you're out of network. In fact, when they negotiate, they're more inclined to pay your rates of reimbursement, your prices, your name in it. Also, when they need you and you stay out of network, I have multiple transportation providers who literally have a credit card on file. Why? Because I'm out of network. I'm not billing you. You're not going to nickel and dime me. You, Susie Q from Logisticare. Susie, you're not going to authorize this and think you're going to back out. No. This is a POT. I'm not in your network. You're not inspecting my vans. You're not doing anything with my employees. This is what it is. You need me? You're going to pay. Well, this is a POT. We only do POT. You think I'm going to bill you? You think I'm going to give you time to nickel and dime me and whittle this price? No. I do POT, which means you're paying by credit card. And what do? I literally have an untold number of transportation providers who by choice operate out of network when it comes to Medicaid, and the brokers who need them, rely on them, literally give them a credit card and keep it on file. So whenever they have transport, they bill that credit card. It's a beautiful thing. Can you explain your customer surcharges in your broker business? Can you explain your customer surcharges in your broker business? You mentioned it in some of your videos, but I am not completely sure what exactly you are doing. Thank you. So the customer surcharges, great question. I appreciate the customer surcharges. Now, this is something you could never do in the NEMT or definitely with these Medicaid brokers. Our customer surcharges, I'm going to make this as fast as I can. Go watch some of those videos. We have great videos on youarethebroker.com. But basically, when I was starting my broker business, my whole thought process was, okay, if I'm going to grow and scale, I need automation to the point where I literally thought about, okay, I'm going to hire a third party to do the customer intake and processing, this and that. But the thing is that that's coming out of my margin. So if I'm giving, let's say, 70% to a contractor, 75% to a contractor, whatever, that means I'm paying them out of my 25-30% margin. So it literally wasn't until a year or two later when I came up with the idea of, rather than trying to automate this and do everything online and with apps and all that stuff, we literally want people to call us. So people will call us, and I always have 2 people on every single day, 7 days a week, barring Christmas and Thanksgiving and Easter. But our people work from 10 to 5. I always have 2 people on because I operate, technically my business is broken up into 2 separate entities, but I always have 2 people on who answer the phone. And if we process your work order over the phone, we charge a $10 customer surcharge. We found that to be kind of like the sweet spot, that $10 no one really cares about. It's the price of doing business. Where people pay it without flinching. They see it, they know it, it is what it is. Now those $10, they rack up fast because, about 90%, 85-90% of all of our work orders that are generated daily come over the phone. The other 10 to 15% are online. So those $10 a pop, whether it's a labor only, a express move, or a delivery, it doesn't matter. We'll do $10. Now there are a couple of lower end stores that we actually do delivery work for. We have a dual option where we know that if it comes out of one of those facilities, one of those stores, we do a $5 customer surcharge instead of a 10. But we know it's a lower price point, lower items. We want it to be more palatable for people, because some people, they literally will watch every single penny, every single dollar. But again, we find $10 to really be a sweet spot that no one really cares about. But those $10, they add up to a lot of money. And realistically, I don't pay commission on those $10. So if someone, if let's say there was a $100 work order for a delivery, we're going to charge $110. So if it's a $100 customer surcharge, and let's say I'm paying a contractor 70% commission, he's going to get $70. I'm going to get $30 plus the $10 customer surcharge. Now that customer surcharge, those add up quickly, and that's what helps pay for my from people who answer the phones. Here's what I love. I put this in here, man, because when I put this in, Amelia put this one in here for me, and I put these in. They came up the other day, right before Christmas. Now here, I just love this. I went off on a little tangent here. I love this, man. This is one of my RDs who literally just, and I don't ask them to do it. I don't tell them to do it. You know, we keep feeding them work orders. They keep hustling. They keep doing their thing. So he goes out and invests. He paid $5,000 for this dump truck. Now this is a smaller dump truck, but it's the perfect size because you don't need a CDL. He paid $5,000 for this dump truck that has 60,000 miles on it, and he had to put in new training. So let's say that was another couple grand. But he's so far ahead of this game. But if you ask him why he did this, he wants more work. And this guy is already a six-figure guy, which is phenomenal. But it's like, when you get contractors who get hungry and motivated, I mean, that's why I talk about with youarethebroker.com, is that people will literally start to build their business around your business. And I mean, this is lovely, man. So this is in response to a lot of the work orders we've been doing, a lot of haul offs and stuff like that. I mean, we're doing a lot of haul offs, and this guy is just love it, man. Absolutely love it. But those are classics. I didn't tell him to do that. He just sent me copies of it, told me, hey, feed me more. Love it, man. Absolutely love it. For a while, my husband and I were contemplating enlisting Joel's help. We subscribed to his channel and watched his videos on YouTube. However, we still felt skeptical and had our doubts about investing on the one-on-one coaching. One day, we decided it was either that or closing our NEMT business. Today, we are so glad we took that risk. For anyone out there starting their NEMT business, thinking about starting their NEMT business, or with an established NEMT business needing guidance, please enlist Joel's help. You will not regret it. Hands down, the best investment we have made so far. Super knowledgeable, thorough, easygoing. Wow. He has an amazing team. I appreciate that. And all his material is awesome. From that alone, you will learn a ton. Late at night, weekends, doesn't matter. Despite the fact he is super busy, I don't know how he does it, but he finds the time to reply to your email and answer your questions. I do. That's why I only personally do emails for people I'm doing one-on-one with. So when I work with you one-on-one, that's it. I don't do the regular intake emails. That's not my gig. That's what my peeps are for. Let's see. We trust him, and there isn't a single decision in our business during these 60 days that we first won't run by him, because he has proven he knows his SHIT, and he is 99.9% of the time right. What's that 0.1% where I'm wrong? He is the true guru of NEMT. I can write about him all night long, but I'm just going to leave you with this. I was you once. I had my doubts too, but I made the decision on the margin to enlist his help, and the knowledge I've acquired and tools he has given me are priceless. The fat man. The fat man doesn't lie, and he definitely has your best interest at heart. Trust the process. That is what's key right there. Thank you so much for those wonderful words. Thank you so much. Trust the process. That is key. Building any business, growing and scaling, it's a process. All right, so here we go. I want to make sure I get down here to MTM, because multiple people are having problems with reimbursement from MTM multiple ways. Remember, when these brokers take Logisticare, nation's largest worst broker, followed by MTM number 2, they incorporate differently in every state. Every state. So let me go back even further. Medicaid is a combination of federal and state funding. That's why it operates differently through each state, and there's a lack of continuity. There's some variance, there's some degree of similarity between states and the Medicaid system, but there's a greater degree of fragmentation and just overall difference in how they operate. So, because of the state funding. So also with that, how the brokers interact with each state is different, and they also incorporate for liability purposes and structure. They incorporate in each state. So, Logisticare in Florida is different than Logisticare in California. Bottom line, they're incorporated differently. So there are multiple people out there who are having problems with reimbursement with not just MTM, but I've heard MTM several different places for several different reasons. So this client provider writes, "Hi, this has been an awful year. I am sure most everybody is having a bad year. I hope all is going well for you. We have been having trouble with MTM not paying us the rates that were approved for us last January 2020. MTM got a new software system, and after conversion, our rates reverted back to the old 2019 rates." I'm going to do this again. "We have been having trouble with MTM not paying us the rates that were approved for us last January 2020, so almost a year ago. MTM got a new software system, and after conversion of our rates, they reverted back to our old rates of 2019. They are in no hurry to fix our rates, and they are not going to reimburse for the money we lost. Is there anything we can do? We have a lawyer. That's going to cost you money. It's going to eat in on your margin. They're already withholding money. Now you got to spend money to chase your money. It's crazy. But he said it would cost us tens of thousands of dollars to get our money. I agree. Is there anyone at the state level who can help us? Inspector General." Again, man, this just underscores the situation, kind of like we already talked about. Again, I have multiple transportation providers who are getting banged by these brokers. And it's not just MTM, but MTM, for some reason, over the last 6 months, I'm hearing in multiple states they're getting banged for different reasons. The software system. Again, this is a classic example. When you stay out of network, you don't have to use their system. So regardless of how they convey trips, through portals, fax, whatever. Some people actually still use fax. It's insane. But anyways, this is why, some people, I got some client providers who are making next to no money, and they're paying hundreds of dollars a month for software systems that they think are dispatching systems that they think are going to help them. It's completely underutilized because you think it's going to help you with your broker work. Well, if you stay out of network and you don't rely on these brokers and you're getting higher price points, you don't need to be paying hundreds of dollars for software. It's insane. Now, you got to use a software system, whether you use something like our software system, DME, Dispatching Made Easy, whatever. But like our software system, Logisticare, this is probably 2 years ago now, maybe a little bit more. Logisticare wanted us to invest hundreds of thousands of dollars to make sure that DME was compatible with Logisticare. You really think I'm going to waste my time with Logisticare? Get the F out. That's why we don't waste our time with that nonsense. Everything that we teach is anti-White Walker. It's all about building and empowering yourself. So, and when you start using these software systems of these brokers, remember, these brokers are always fighting with each other. So if you build your business around their software system, they lose that contract and they pull the plug and a new broker comes in. What just happened to all your data? What happened to all your records? What happened to all your infrastructure? It goes with them. It's gone. It's eradicated. Where's the stability in any of that? There is no stability. This is why all the White Walkers of the industry hate me. They just want to sign up, accept the trips, yes, massa MTM, take what's given to them, make a little money on the side. Don't even do that. Just go drive for Uber and Lyft. Don't waste the time. But some people become so reliant on these brokers, and it's just killing them. So so here it is. They're forcing them to use this new software system. Everything is reverting back. If you're out of network, you don't have to worry about that. They continue, as always, thank you for your help. So I responded and I explained I would start by emailing the fraud department for within their state at the attentions of claims and restitution unit. Put attention claims and restitution unit in the subject line, and be sure to identify the following. 1, how long you have been a registered provider serving Medicaid recipients. How long you have been subcontracting with MTM. I'm outlining all this, so for some of you who are experiencing the same type of problem. Number 3, when this unauthorized withholding process started with MTM. 4, the frequency and percentage of the withholdings. 5, the amount owed/stolen since the problem initiated. 6, what you have done to try and amicably resolve the issue with MTM. 7, the response from MTM justifying their lack of inaction. And then I continued, I would also visit the state Medicaid Audit and Compliance website. From the drop-down menu, select provider fraud and share the same information. So that's to give you some strategies moving forward. Bottom line is, these brokers, again, I've said it 1,000,001 times before, I'm going to continue to say it. They want a man in business. They don't want a businessman. They want a woman in business. They do not want a smart, sound businesswoman. They don't. They want you to be dumb and down. That's how they control you. It's just like these Looney Tune politicians. This is how they control you. They keep you dumb and down. They keep you separate. It's all about their propaganda. Same thing, these politicians, same thing. That's why I draw the analogy between these whack job politicians. Like for right now, what they just passed that the COVID relief package where you guys get $600 each. Illegal alien gets $1,800. An illegal alien gets $1,800. You, the hardworking citizens of America, you get $600. Dude, that's just pizza money. That's beer money. That is a slap in your face, man. Slap in your face. That's exactly why those demonic rats hate me. Those sellout, spineless Republicans hate me. They are an absolute joke, both those parties. Absolute laughable. Absolute laughable. So, do I need to apply for an NPI number? Technically, an NPI number is worthless for you as an NEMT provider. You're not a healthcare provider. You're not a healthcare provider. So everyone thinks out there, okay, I just applied for my NPI number. Okay, well, you're not a doctor. You're not running a clinic. You're nothing. I mean, you're not an ALS or a BLS service. They use NPI. An NEMT technically does not. So I would not put a whole lot of stock in that. I mean, if you want to get it, go get it. Use it for credibility purposes if you want. Put it on a business card. Tell people, hey, look at me. I got an NPI number. Brag about it at happy hour or whatever you want. That's cool. All right, let's go through a little bit more here, and then we're going to shut this thing down. And then we'll try to do another one here soon. This is from a new client provider. I will be needing like a script I can follow once the market analysis is completed, and a packet to drop off to the facilities, etc. This will enable me to be able to articulate who we are and how we can assist them. A couple things. First of all, when the other client provider here talked about this is a process, trust the process. Yes, this is a process. You do not want to build your process off a script. No one wants to be read a script, either over the phone or in person. Part of this process and being successful is relationships. Bottom line. Joel, how do you get rich? Bam! Relationships. To build that money. Become a creator. Push your money through. Invest it. Build your honey pots. But it all goes back down to the very beginning, building relationships. And you ain't going to build a relationship with anybody off reading scripts. So what we do, if we're doing one-on-one with you, we will work to create a what we call executive welcome packet that you want to use as like a presentation guide when you're doing one-on-one meetings with some of the administrative staff of the hospitals and associated facilities. That's going to make you look good. It'll keep your presentation short, pithy, to the point. We can make multiple ones. Sometimes you want different ones for different facilities, because again, if I'm going to go to present myself to a hospital complex that has 3 different hospitals, all these different satellites, do you think maybe your presentation and approach would be different meeting with them versus, let's say, an independent rehab facility, maybe a retirement community that has assisted or independent living? Totally different needs, scope, temperament, mentality. I mean, it's totally different. If you're already a UMTPG member, make sure you send. If you haven't done so already, maybe you already did. I don't know. I don't see the name on here when they put this on here, so forgive me. I don't see your name. If you haven't already gotten that email, that DVD about the market analysis, definitely email Karen at milliondollartransportation.com. Let her know you're an active UMTPG member, and she will literally mail out that DVD. That is an actual recording of a conference call I had with the client provider for how to use his market analysis. That's key. That's clutch. It's really going to help you. And he's in a great situation. He's on a border state, has the ability to go to 2 states. A lot of good content in that. So make sure you definitely get that DVD. So reach out to Karen at milliondollartransportation.com. You continue. This will enable me to be able to articulate who we are and how we can assist them. Yeah, this is all part of the whole process of putting the material together. If we build your website, we're also going to put some marketing material together for you. That marketing material is also going to complement the executive welcome packet. So definitely let us know about that for sure. But again, my biggest thing here is I get scared when I see you say like a script. By all means, use your executive welcome packet. Use it as a guide. You want to use it. You're going to look good, look top shelf, look first class. But you're not going to just sit there and read through it page by page. You want to use it as an interactive source to make a good first impression with them and literally allow them to learn more about you and your business and your capacity and capabilities. But just get away from the script. I hate that word. I want a script. That's that easy mentality people want. You're not going to build relationships, and you're not going to be able to trust a process off a script. So, all right. Hello, Joel and team. I just wanted to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and say thank you for all your help. You are a remarkable group of people and have helped us in so many ways. We have much to be thankful for, which includes each of you. Kudos to you all. Enjoy a very Merry Christmas, Rick and Tina. Rick and Tina, they've been a couple that we just finished right before the Christmas break. We finished working one-on-one with them for 60 days. Great team, poised to do great things. Thank you so much for your wonderful email. Had I read that before Christmas, I would have responded to it. But Rick, Tina, love you guys. Great working with you guys. I appreciate the opportunity, and honestly, thanks for showing some love to the rest of the team. I appreciate it. I know they do too. So. All right, we got a couple more here, but I'm going to push them at least to the next one, maybe a little further thereafter, because I'm starting to lose my voice. Time for me to go get some Dunkin' Donuts coffee, but I hope you were able to extract some golden nuggets out of all these. Yeah, so good stuff. So, anyways, I hope you, were able to extract some good nuggets out of here. We'll try to catch up with some of these other emails in the next video. Keep sowing those seeds of success. Here's the deal. We are post-Christmas. Today is the 28th. We are nearing the first of the year. Rough year for a lot of people. Rough year. And again, this like Joe D from Kentucky. Called me a dumb F-U-C-K. Lakeisha called me ignorant. That's cool. You guys unsubscribe. Let's part ways. Not every relationship was made to last forever. Rough year for a lot of people. I've seen a lot of people lose their business. I've seen some people go bankrupt. I've had a couple of people who I've actually had legitimate concerns about, and I want to see them stay safe and do well. So, new year, new opportunity. You know how I think about things politically, of how they're going to be, how they're going to play out. So things will get ugly in the short term, then they're definitely going to get better. The markets will rage. I want you to, so many of you have been thinking about how you're going to move forward in the new year. I think there is great opportunity. We need to be smart. We need to be practical. Whatever we do, let's commit to making the next year better than 2020. Absolutely crazy year. I don't think anybody could have predicted the nonsense and shenanigans that would have gone on. But for those of you who are serious about working with us, we welcome it. And our commitment to you is, let's dive in, let's press in, let's move aggressively forward to making the new year that much better. Some of you, regardless of the scamdemic, you were able to leverage key opportunities. You weren't highly leveraged. You were able to maximize opportunity, continue to do well. Some of you were able to surprise yourself in the way you were able to do well. That's phenomenal. Kudos to you. But whether it's your AMT, your home care, your broker business, career, a lot of different things. Again, if you are serious about enlisting our help, let's dive in, let's press in, let's commit to ensuring you do everything possible to make 2021 much improved, much better than 2020, so that you are absolutely and unconditionally independent. Joel, how do you get rich? Bam! Take control of your finances, which means you got to make real money. Make real money. Be a creator, not a chaser. Push the money through your system. Limit your exposure to taxation. Structure yourself properly. Invest strategically. Bam! You see what I'm making right here? And that's with half the country closed down to Loon Tune and communist politicians out there. Things are only going to get better. But let's dive in together and make sure that we make them better. Because when we do, I'll see you at the top.